In Egypt, two Al Jazeera journalists were due back in a Cairo court today, but the case has been postponed. Baha Mohammed and Mohammed Fahmy are getting a retrial after a higher court overturned a previous ruling that found them guilty of aiding the Muslim Brotherhood. The journalists deny those claims, saying they were just doing their jobs. Mohammed and Fahmy have been out on bail since February the 13th. Their colleague, Peter Grester, was deported to Australia earlier this month. For more, Ian Lee joins us now from Cairo. So why was it postponed, Ian?
Well, Max, it was a very short trial. In the courtroom, all the defendants showed up except for two other defendants that are in this case that is seeing over a dozen people tried. Two of them were not brought from the prison to the courtroom. The judge said that everyone needs to be present for this trial to go forward. He postponed it then to March 8th. I recently talked to Baha Mohammed and Mohammed Fahmy. They're readjusting to their lives on the outside. Baha Mohammed talked about how he hadn't seen the sunrise in 411 days. He's getting reunited with his three children, a baby that was born while he was in prison. Mohammed Fahmy, we went with him as he was trying to arrange his wedding in Egypt. Now, since he gave up his Egyptian nationality, he has to apply for a wedding permit as a foreigner, which makes it a bit more difficult. Really, both men are trying to get on with their lives while this trial is taking place, and it has now been postponed to March 8th, Max.
Meanwhile, the government is focusing on the threat from ISIS in Libya. I know you've been reporting on that as well. And Egypt has actually called for a pan-Arab military force. So what's it trying to do there?
Well, President Sisi's speech last night was really somewhat of a State of the Union address. He talked about an array of issues, but off the top, he talked about the threat from ISIS. Egypt is facing an ISIS threat on two fronts. You have the Sinai, you also have Libya, where Egypt struck 13 ISIS targets after the brutal beheading of 21 Egyptian Christians. He called for this pan-Arab army, saying that the need for a united Arab army is growing, and it's becoming a more pressing issue every day to take on ISIS. He didn't really go into any details about what this force would look like. Jordan and the UAE have offered military assistance for Egypt in battling ISIS. But he did reiterate multiple times in his speech that the Egyptian military's sole purpose is to protect their borders, but added if the need arises, they could be used to protect the region only in cooperation with, quote, their Arab brothers, Max.
Ian Lee, thank you very much indeed.